starts. Does he start here? Does he start here? No. He starts right here. All right? Now, before we get into this, I want to clarify a couple things. First and foremost, Joe Biden is a complete failure as it is. Second of all, he takes no real material responsibility for what happened in Afghanistan. And people that don't know what happened in Afghanistan today, there was a bombing in Afghanistan. I believe it was from suicide bombers, and 120 people were killed. A good number of our military personnel was also killed. Now, how are you existing as president? You made the decision to pull troops out before you pull out the citizens. Let me tell you how dumb this is. Allies and citizens and people who we are sworn to protect, who we have, some of which are citizens we're sworn to protect, others we promise to protect. You make the stupid decision to pull troops out before you get any of these people out, and then you got to double and triple the troops that you put back in to then have an excavation, a rescue of all these people. And then you're making, and then he's making decisions to say, like you're working with the Taliban. You're negotiating with, what are you talking about, bruh? And then somebody come in and blow it up and, well, then the Taliban, it's not even the Taliban. Okay. And RIP to people who lost their lives in Afghanistan. But at the end of the day, when I say but, at the end of the day, it's Joe Biden's fault. They impeached Donald Trump over a phone call. They impeached Donald, well, I forget what they impeached him the first time for. I forgot. Because it's bull. That's why. Now roll the film.
And now 12 Marines are dead. You said the buck stops with you. Do you bear any responsibility for the way that things have unfolded in the last 2 weeks?
Listen to this coward.
Responsibility for fundamentally all that's happened of late. But here's the deal.
Okay. I bear all responsibility for what happened as of late. But here's the deal. Okay, what's the deal, Joe Biden?
You know, I wish you'd one day say these things. You know as well as I do that the former president made a deal with the Taliban.
Okay. I take full responsibility, but the former president made a deal with the Taliban. Tell us more. Because you're not taking responsibility if you're now blaming the former president. Tell us more, Biden.
He would get all American forces out of Afghanistan by May 1. In return, the commitment was made, and that was a year before. In return, he was given a commitment that the Taliban would continue to attack others, but would not attack any American forces.
And at this point, I don't know, maybe I should do my research, but I don't think it was Taliban who did this. This bombing, I don't believe, was from Taliban. He said it was ISIS-K or something like that. And he said that was the clashing force against the Taliban, meaning that they were opposition of Taliban. Both of them hate America. From what I'm understanding, that he said the attack wasn't even Taliban, it was ISIS-K. And the Taliban, he's saying that Donald Trump made a commitment to, that they wouldn't attack anybody. Okay.
Remember that? I'm being serious. No, I'm asking you a question. Because before... No, wait a minute. I'm asking you a question. Is that accurate, the best of your knowledge? What?
Do you think that people have an issue with pulling out of Afghanistan or just the way that things have happened?
I think they have an issue.
So he said, do you think people have an issue with us pulling out of Afghanistan or just the way you went about it? That's the question. Like, do you think most people are mad because you pulled out of Afghanistan or just the way you went about doing it? Nobody in American history at this point, not nobody, but most people in America don't care that you pulled out. People that voted for President Trump was advocating that he pull troops out of Afghanistan so we can end we can put an end to these endless wars. So nobody was concerned or upset that there was an indication that we would now pull our troops out of a 20-something year war. However, Donald Trump, during the 4 years he was in office and he made the promise and he made steps in the right direction, they believed him. They knew he wasn't playing around. You F up, you're going to die. Now Biden, look at this fool. I don't believe he'll spank anybody. He wouldn't, if he had kids that was spanking age, he wouldn't spank a single kid. Nobody would believe him. They knew Trump wasn't playing. Soleimani turned into ground beef when he played with the United States. So they knew that if Trump said, okay, I'll agree with you. You leave us alone, you good. We get our people out. You play around, you die. Go bang, boom, everybody dies. That's what Trump stood for. This fool, nobody take him serious. Nobody take them liberal, woke cowards seriously. So what do? They try him. What have they done? They trying him. Now, early in his speech, he said, we're going to hunt you down and make you pay. Let's see if he do that. Trump, Soleimani, nobody, he didn't have to make a broadcasting announcement. Kaboom, ground beef, and lamb chop. That's what we saw with Soleimani when he messed with the United States of America. Let's see what Slow-Mo Joe is going to do. What is he going to do? Anyway, let me let him answer this question. Are people upset with you pulling out or the way you did it?
That people are likely to get hurt. Some, as we've seen, have gotten killed, and that it is messy. The reason why, whether my friend will acknowledge it, who has reported it, the reason why there were no attacks on Americans, as you said, from the date until I came into office, was because the commitment was made by President Trump, I will be out by May 1st. In the meantime, you agree not to attack any Americans. That was the deal. That's why no American was attacked.
Okay.
Basically, you said you squarely stand by your decision to pull out.
Yes, I do, because look at it this way, folks, and I have another meeting for real. But imagine where we'd be if I had indicated on May the 1st I was not going to renegotiate an evacuation date. We were going to stay there. I'd have only one alternative. Pour thousands of more troops back into Afghanistan.
Look how stupid this guy is. Nobody's talking about you renegotiating a pullout date, right? Nobody's negotiating you renegotiating a pullout date. Nobody's talking about that. The fact is you didn't do it right. I would have to put thousands of troops. You did. You pulled out 2,000 and sent back 6. You did.
To fight a war that we had already won relative to why the reason we went in the first place. I have never been of the view that we should be sacrificing American lives to try to establish a democratic government in Afghanistan.
Lies.
A country that has never once in its entire history been a united country and is made up.
Time out. You were the vice president of Barack Obama. 8 years. Vice president under Barack Obama for 8 years. Explain to me how y'all pulled troops out. Explain to me how y'all had any rhetoric similar to what you're talking about right now. You were the vice president under Barack Obama for 8 years. That's 2 terms. Y'all didn't do nothing about pulling our troops out. Nothing significant. It began under Trump. Pulling out of the troops began under Trump. He was a master negotiator. So he was able to negotiate. He was able to set the precedent to say, look, I'll give you to this day, we're going to get our troops out, and y'all can do y'all, we're going to do us. So why come he can't renegotiate a commitment and they stick to it? Because he's a coward, nobody respects him.
I don't mean this in a derogatory, made up of different tribes who have never, ever, ever gotten along with one another. And so, as I said before, this is the last comment I'll make, we'll have more chance to talk about this, unfortunately, beyond, because we're not out yet.
Yeah, there's still going to be people getting hurt over your decision making.
Osama bin Laden, as well as Al-Qaeda, had chosen to launch an attack when they left Saudi Arabia out of Yemen, would we have ever gone to Afghanistan? Afghanistan.
I just can't. I can't listen to this fool anymore. How is it that the president of the United States is this whack? This dude is the energy, the beta energy that comes off of Joe Biden is out of control. I'm incredibly upset with what we have allowed to happen here. I'm upset with what we have allowed to happen. Thank y'all for the super chats. I'll come back and grab the super chats in a second. I'm incredibly upset with what we have allowed to happen in our country. If you think this is the most popular president in United States history, something is wrong with you. Something is wrong with your thinking. If you voted for him as the president of the United States, something is wrong with you. Something is wrong with you. Because he's not only proven that he's not a legitimate politician from his myriad of different years, or many years, in political office, somehow you think he's going to be the president, 80-some-year-old man. What are you thinking? What are you thinking? Matter of fact, why were you thinking? And thank y'all for the super chats. Why were you thinking? Why? You could have just set this one out. Why were you even wasting your time? The guy has nobody fears him. Nobody believes what he's saying. I can just pick any part of his speech, and you can listen to this dummy. And nobody's believing this stuff he's saying. Nobody believing this stuff he's saying. I think he had a moment of silence here. Nobody's believing this stuff he's saying. Listen,
They're close to these.
let's listen
As
to him.
well as in Afghanistan and
Come on, talk tough, bro.
of the fall on this day.
Look at
They're
him.
part of a great and noble company.
You're reading this. You're reading this. He's
Those who
reading.
carried out this attack, as well as anyone who wishes
He's
America
reading.
this, we will not forgive.
Okay, come on, talk tough to me.
We will not forget.
Yeah, Papa.
We will hunt you down
Oh,
and make you pay.
What else?
I will defend our
Oh, you go to the next sentence on the teleprompter.
interests and our people with every.
These people so. I mean, I just y'all. What's I'm gonna smoke me a cigar. Did I smoke a cigar today? No, I haven't. So this is my chance. I'm gonna smoke a cigar. We live in the twilight zone, bro. I just want people. We living in the twilight zone, bro. This is the twilight zone. This ain't reality. We ain't living in reality. We're living in an alternate reality. To think that Joe Biden is a legitimate person in general, that we living in the matrix. I don't understand. Super chat. Let's see, Sweet Tea. Thank you so much for the super chat. Commander in Thief, 100%. SCM, thank you.